the Children's Foundation was asking for toys,
Hmm.
and nobody. I was at an event, and nobody came to ask, "Can I help with one of the children?" Um, you guys had a stack of cards,
Oh,
and each card had um,
a name and a gift, maybe.
a name and a gift. And so, um, basically, you guys were there to ask for support and to see if anybody could help. And
Yeah.
so I remember I went to the person. I said, "Hey, is each card a child?" And she said, "Yes." And I'm like, "Nobody came?" And she's like, "No." And I said, "Okay, well,
I think sometimes people think, oh, someone else will do it.
right."
And then that ends up being nobody.
Giving back is easy when it's in your heart to do so. This week, we had an opportunity to meet with Christina Garcia, a volunteer coordinator for the Children's Foundation of America. They are a local organization here in Southern California that helps foster children. If you'd like to support them, please go to childrensfoundationofamerica.org. Follow them on Instagram. And if you want to contribute, message Christina or ourselves. There are several events coming up. Oktoberfest for the Oktoberfest party that we are having at Etowanda Roadhouse on October 21st. Reach out to Christina for the gift wrapping that's going to happen this Christmas at the Montclair Plaza, or send us a message and let us know that you want to be involved in the Southpaw Bill toy drive. Thank you again. Keep swinging, and we hope you enjoy this episode. Deuces. You're good on wherever you want. Your bones are against them, so.
Ay.
So bright and early, huh?
Yeah. Well, we've been up since
You've been up early?
yeah, since like 4:45. Get up early every day.
Do you like your boots?
Oh, thanks.
Alexa off.
Off.
So 4 a.m. You're like that 4 a.m. crew, like you always.
Well,
Better than
my
me?
husband is an electrician and he works out in El Segundo.
Oh, okay.
So he starts at 5, sometimes 6. So I get up and make the breakfast and the coffee
Yeah.
and pack the lunch. And then that's like, oh, okay. That's like my time before the kids wake up to work on different things. Okay.
Oh man.
Do you wake up early?
Usually, yeah. I mean, even if we weren't filming today, I'd be up pretty early.
Yeah.
Like, I just can't sleep in.
Mm.
You know.
My husband can't sleep in even on his days off. It's like
Yeah.
rare, like 6 max.
I would say probably, yeah, 6 o'clock is probably the latest. And if I'm tired, what I can do is I can always take a nap.
Oh yeah, I take naps too.
You know, like maybe even like 10 minutes just to like sit down on the couch or something, like just to kind of chill. Monday through Friday, I just kind of like run on fumes
Oh.
because I work a lot.
Mhm.
And then the weekend is when I can get a chance to nap. But I still wake up early,
Okay.
even on Sundays.
Mm.
Yeah. So I like your earrings too.
I can sleep in.
Those are cool.
Oh, thanks. I made them.
Did you?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, actually, I designed the little art on there, and then I had them made into like one of those like pins. But the backs, they like kind of broke off because they were like, you know, a promotional thing.
Yeah.
So they weren't that like that
You should make me some.
quality. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm serious. I need a Lost Boys earring, so that's why like I have this one where you
The
know.
movie Lost Boys?
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course, the
with
dangling ones.
Keith Sutherland.
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen it once, but I was like kind of laughing at it the entire time.
It's corny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's corny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like all the accessories and the boots,
Thanks,
and
yeah.
I just can't keep my boots clean like yours. I mean, I can.
I don't
but
wear them that often. I mean, I've had these since I was like 25. My mom got them for me, and they're
Okay.
Ariat, so they're quality.
Yeah.
But I've gotten them, you know, I've taken them to the shoe place and had them polished, and I have conditioner at home, but
Yeah, my boots are like I like that look, especially like if I'm wearing, I guess dress clothes. Like,
oh,
but my look is more like I will kick them on the curve and make sure they're just completely kicked in.
uh-huh.
Um, but then I can't wear them if I'm trying to
Look professional.
look professional. Like I have to
Yeah.
rock them like that.
I have thorough goods too, like those regular work boots. My husband got me those when I was a barber. And you get hair splinters in your feet.
Hair splinters?
Yes.
What do you mean hair
You don't know
splinters?
what a hair splinter is?
I mean, I've had a hair stuck in me. Is that what a hair splinter
No.
is?
So when you're a barber, you cut hair, people's hair can get sharp, especially when it's just been cut and it just gets into
Oh
your
yeah, yeah,
skin.
yeah. Okay, I've had
And
that happen
so
before.
sometimes it falls into your shoe. Like, so you don't want to wear like running shoes or any material type,
Mm,
even like some kind of canvas, like Vans,
yeah.
because they'll get in your toe
I was gonna
and
wear
it's
Vans
terrible.
today, but they're so tiny. Like, there's this weird thing that I keep thinking, and they haven't confirmed it, but I think it's fucking real. I think my feet keep growing.
Well, they might get wide.
Like, I have so many shoes, let's say from, I don't know, just even 2 years ago or even a year ago, where I put them on and they're super tight. Like, I
Oh,
can't, so
maybe
there's
you're
these.
just swollen that day.
No, no, I can never wear them. Like there's a bunch of Reeboks, there's Vans. I put on a pair of Vans today that went with my outfit.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, oh, these are dope. Like let me rock these today. And then I just walked to my backyard to have my coffee, and I'm like, I can't fucking wear them. They're completely suffocating my foot.
Oh.
Um, but boots, they don't. So that's why I wear boots a lot.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, I think my foot's still growing, which is fucking weird.
My foot shrank,
Did it?
which is weird. Okay, because I wore like an 8.5 in high school, and then I stayed like that until like after my kids were born, and then I started losing weight, getting fit again, and now I'm like a 7.5, sometimes 8.
It's so
It's
weird.
weird.
Your body changes. That's
Yeah,
just,
I'm
it's
like, oh,
so
my foot
weird.
shrunk. But my daughter, she's only like a 5.5.
How
She's
old are your
tiny.
kids?
My kids are 14 and 16, and then my stepsons are 14 and 18. I have a son
14,
and a
16.
daughter, and then two stepsons.
So they're all in high school then?
Yes,
Really?
the boys are finally freshmen, and my daughter's a junior, and she's the assistant drum major of the marching band.
That's the one
She's
that
up
directs,
there.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cute.
I was in band, and again, when you don't know music, like you're like, what the hell are they doing, right?
Yeah.
Like up there. But I remember this teacher, his name, I want to say his name was Mr. Betker. And it was funny to understand cut time. It was like, his counts,
Uh-huh.
right? Like, because that's what they're doing up there. They're counting for
Yes.
you.
Yes.
Um, and then when he's counting for like a different instrument, like with this hand or this part of the band. And so
Oh.
when I had this memory this morning of my dad would get so irritated when I would like drum in the car,
Uh-huh.
like to music. He's like, "You're not drumming to the beat." He's like, "Stop drumming." He's like, "Drum to the beat," because he hears like the loud, um, like I would say top of mind instrument in a song,
Mhm.
like whatever's carrying the beat. But it's very hard for him to hear like the background instruments.
Mm.
And background
You have to pay
instruments,
attention to those.
yeah, like if you put headphones on, that's when you can hear them a lot of
Yeah.
times, right? But they're going at different speeds,
Mm.
right? They're playing at different speeds, and
Yeah.
I can hear them. Um, so even when I dance, I'm usually dancing in different tempos depending on the instrument I
Yeah.
can hear.
Yeah. I do that too.
So, but yeah, I thought about that this morning. It was just a random thought, and now that you said that, it made me think of that too.
Mm.
It's weird, but
Yeah, the kids are like really musical because even my older stepson, he knows how to play at least 4 different
really,
instruments.
do you know how to play an instrument?
I was learning the banjo I love country.
Yeah. Who's your favorite artist?
Shoot, I don't know. I listen to more Christian music now.
Okay.
But I mean, Tim McGraw, of course, Faith Hill, the big ones. I mean, sometimes just that. Some of those guys with those deep voices, just like they command your attention.
Yeah. I love country music, but not new country music.
Yeah, no, it's really poppy. It's really poppy
It's just
now.
like Britney Spears singing with like a twang, and it's like I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, like Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani did the thing. I was like, sorry.
Yeah, see, like
not a fan.
Like Blake Shelton, there's some. That's the thing. There's some songs that I like. I could say, oh, okay, that's a cool song, but I don't like you as an artist. Like I don't like your entire ensemble.
Yeah.
But like Johnny Cash, for example, like for me, which he's tatted on my leg, I can listen to any single song.
I love him too.
And I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So country music.
He's kind of considered cowpunk. That's what it said.
What?
Cowpunk.
Who?
I like Googled it. I was like,
Johnny Cash?
Because I was trying to like tell my older son that he likes country. Oh no, I don't like country. I was like, yes, you do. You like Johnny Cash. I'm like, he's country. So I like Googled it to make sure, like that, to tell him he was country. And I was like, yeah, it's country and cowpunk.
Cowpunk. Carl Perkins, like I like all the old country, rockabilly, hillbilly, just like it was just different. It was just very, very, very different music than it is today.
Yeah.
Now I could say I can listen to Midland, right? I like Midland. There's several artists that I enjoy now that play country, but not.
I kind of liked it when some of the rappers would do like a country song, like with Tim McGraw or whatever. I was like, hey, that's kind of cool. I like that. I could get integration. Into that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice to see people collaborate.
Blending, yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw. I mean, people do a lot of mashups, on music. Oh, do you know who the Smiths are?
I've heard of them, yeah. Okay. I couldn't tell you which one is their song. I'm not that good with knowing who's who.
It's like there's this 80s song, This Charming Man. And I just saw a band recently play it on TikTok. So they changed it from rock pop from the 80s to a country English and Spanish song. It's so cool. Wow. Like they're singing Spanish and English, and it's country, and it's norteño. I'm like, man, when people do that, that's just so
that's
dope.
Creative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I could do that. I am going to do that. I've said I'm going to film a movie and I'm going to record a song.
Wow.
So I'm going to figure it out just to say I could do it.
Yeah. That sounds cool. That's a good goal.
Yeah, it's just something creative.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out.
Try everything.
Why not?
Yeah.
You only live once. YOLO. Well, thank you for reaching out. Obviously I appreciate everything that you guys do over there at the charity. And so I don't know if it's something that you just like kind of fell into, or if it was a passion for you personally. Like, how did that happen?
Okay, so my background, I have my degree in computer graphic design. My dad got into real estate when I was 10, and so I grew up in real estate. And eventually he convinced me to get my license. He was the sales manager, of course. So, and he's like, it's good. You can make your own schedule. I have the kids, blah, blah, blah. And my dad was involved in everything. Like, he was our soccer coach. He was always volunteering. That was a lot of his marketing, was volunteering, sponsoring the teams, things like that. That's how he would get his name out there. He got involved in the community. He was one of the beginning founders of the Dime Bar Community Foundation. And I'm not exactly sure because it was a long time that it happened. I was like in 8th grade. But I think they do scholarships and they just, I think they help like fund the community center that's up there on the hill in Diamond Bar. So stuff for the community. That's all I can say. And so he would always be volunteering and stuff. And I grew up volunteering. I was in the Pathways Communications Academy, which was a school within a school at Diamond Bar High School. And I was the president of that little academy. And then later I became like just a social chair. But we were required to do 50 hours of community service within the 3 years, I think, that we were in it. You'd start as a sophomore. And I would go above and beyond. I finished with, over 100, which I worked like since I was a sophomore or freshman. I mean, I probably worked even sooner than that because I used to babysit. But anyway, between working and then volunteering, I would referee for games. And anyway, so I grew up kind of volunteering a lot. But I guess my dad like kind of set that example to be a volunteer. So once I like finally had broke away from being a part of that team with my parents, I was like, I don't have a lot of money to be putting in marketing. I have children.
Yeah.
They take all your money, but it gives you reason to want to make some more money. But anyway, I was like, well, I guess I'm just going to volunteer and start, getting to know people in the community. I got involved with the Claremont Kiwanis Club, and that's like 100% volunteer led.
What is that?
That is
Koalas Club?
Kiwanis.
Kiwanis.
Kiwanis. Kiwanis International. They got service clubs all over the world, and they provide support for children and senior groups. So I was a part of that and would just, get my name out in the community that way, and that's how I met Janelle.
Hi, Janelle.
She's the director of development at Children's Foundation, and I had met her, I don't know, 6 years ago. We actually had started networking together because her husband is a pastor of a church there in Claremont.
Kurt?
Yes.
Kurt Rambis.
Yes. I guess he was a worship leader, and then eventually he wanted to do that, and he got into it, which was interesting to hear his little story from her. But so she would have little women's groups, and we would do paint night together and stuff. So we kind of built a little friendship that way. And it was just, a few years later, I wasn't doing real estate anymore. I finally wanted to let it go and do my own thing, which I had got into the barbering. And I was almost done. I was 6 months away from finishing my apprenticeship. And then the pandemic hit. So, they shut us down.
Oh, fun.
Eventually they were able to open again, but my school was like, well, you need to go back to work or we're going to drop you from the program. And I was like, my kids are at home. Right. I can't leave them here. They're little. At that time, they were still little. They're in elementary school. I was like, no. I said, I guess you're dropping me. So after that, I was just at home. I wrote a book. That was a goal that I had for 12 years. I wrote a book. And so I had been working on that the past year. And that was about May I finished. And then in June, Claremont was having their beer walk. And Janelle had put a post on Facebook, hey, if anyone could come help, please come. And I was like, well, I'm not doing anything. I was like, yeah, what time do you need me? I'll be there. I mean, I only live a mile away. And so I showed up and I was helping and we're checking people in for the beer walk. And then she told me, she's like, hey, we're gonna have a job opening coming up. Maybe you should apply. I was like, okay, what is it? She's like, oh, volunteer coordinator. So I coordinate the volunteers. And I was like, okay, sure. So, sure enough, like she like followed up with me and was like, here it is, here it is. And so I applied and yeah, I got it. And that
That's
was
cool.
exciting. And I was like, yeah, this is cool because this is like something I support. Obviously, I love children because I have children. I think I would consider myself like a child advocate just because I know I've had my own like share of, childhood traumatic experiences and things like that. So yeah, and I was like, well, I'm an employee of Trinity, which is the foster and adoption side of it. And then we're all volunteer running the Children's Foundation. Um, and that's where we support the 20 different nonprofits and 3,000 children within that network. And yeah, just hearing that I was like, yeah, I can believe in that. I could support that. I would like to have that opportunity. So here
It's
we are.
I think I get asked a lot to support different causes,
Uh-huh.
but the one that pulls at my heartstrings are the kids.
Yeah.
It's not to say that other causes are not important. They are
Right.
for them,
Mhm.
right? For the people that need the help and the people that find it a passion for themselves.
Mhm.
Um, but if it's not for children, then it's like I don't want to say it in a bad way, but just don't count me in. Like if it's for kids, like okay,
Mhm.
but something else, it's just not my thing.
Yeah.
And I don't think that I think sometimes when you're trying to just support too many things, you can't make that great of an impact, right? So it's just like to say, like in what we do on the real estate side, I primarily, well, not primarily, single-handedly focus just on loans.
Mhm.
I'm only a loan originator. I'm not going to fix your credit,
Right.
although I know how to fix your credit. I'm not going to look for houses, although I can get my real estate license.
Mhm.
I'm not going to dabble in anything else. I'm going to be really, really, really good at what I do.
Mhm.
And so with the Children's Foundation, it's I don't have kids,
Mhm.
right? I genuinely don't like kids. Like I don't, but and that's why people are like, wait, how is it that you don't have kids, you don't like kids, you don't hang out with kids? Like, why do you support kids? It's like, well, because it's not their fault.
Yeah, kids need to be taken care of out there.
Right. It's something happens in a kid's life that they have no control over.
Mhm.
Decisions that maybe their parents made or just situations that happen, but they're at an age where they can't advocate for themselves.
Yeah.
And not everybody was given, I think, maybe the opportunity or the encouragement to be able to voice their opinion. And even if you can voice your opinion, it's not going to go that far because you're still a child.
Yeah.
And so when the Children's Foundation was asking for toys,
Mhm.
and I was at an event, and nobody came to ask, can I help with one of the children? Um, you guys had a stack of cards,
Oh,
and each card had um,
a name and a gift, maybe.
a name and a gift. And so um, basically, you guys were there to ask for support and to see if anybody could help. And
Yeah.
so I remember I went to the person, I said, hey, is each card a child? And she said, yes. And I'm like, nobody came? And she's like, no. And I said, okay, well,
I think sometimes people think, oh, someone else will do it,
right.
and then that ends up being nobody.
Well,
There was this one movie. I forget what it was called. Like 32 or something, and apparently it was this movie where this woman was being attacked and there was like 32 witnesses, but
mm,
none of them called the police. And I mean, eventually she was killed. But yeah, they're always just like, "Oh, someone else will do it. Someone else will do it." But no, It's like you got to do it because like who else will do it? If you have like even just like the slightest thought, well, maybe it's like do it. Don't think anymore. Just do it.
And the thing is, like, you don't even have to buy the item, right? Like in today's world, right?
Mhm.
Let's say like for a gift, but you can share what the cause is.
Right?
You can post it on social media. You
Mhm.
can put it on Twitter. You can tell your, church members,
Mhm.
or you can tell someone else, or someone else might be moved to contribute.
Yeah.
And that's all it takes.
Yeah.
And so for me, it was to say, and I think I asked for 5 because I'm like, "Fuck, okay, like let me see if I can just get 5 really quick."
Yeah.
And then she did give me 5. And I said, you know what? Screw this. There's 5 people in my office. Give me 10.
Mhm.
By the time I had left the meeting to get to my office, which is, I don't know, 15 minutes, like the 10 were, I had already placed them. Basically, I got to the office and I said, look, you're buying a gift, you're buying a gift, buying a gift. Even if I have to pay for it, you're going to the store and you're buying it.
Mhm.
Um, and then I force it on my brothers. Like, you're buying a gift, you're buying a gift. Mom, dad, you're buying a gift. And then I had to call and say, hey, can you give me 10 more? And then that was gone in another hour. Hey, can you give me 10 more? Because for me, I think sometimes people want an opportunity to contribute, but they don't know where to contribute.
Yeah.
Well, where do I volunteer? They're lazy, or they don't have the resources. But at the end of the day, they're just lazy. So if you just give it to them and assign it to them, um, then you can. And that's how I got involved with you
Yeah.
guys. That's how
Yeah.
I got involved with the foundation, because it's not fair
Yeah.
for the children. It's
Yeah.
just not fair. It's not their fault.
Yeah. The Children's Foundation was established in 2005, and WeRep has been involved since 2010.
Yeah.
That's what I found yesterday because obviously I just started in August, but that was nice. Honestly, I as a previous realtor, I never even heard of WeRep.
Yeah.
But I think that's a great organization, whether it's for networking and then to do all these different causes and little charity events that you guys have. That's so cool. I love it.
It's there's 2 reasons I go to WeRep, and I don't go for, I know this sounds bad. I don't go for the friendships. I'm not a friendship person. I'm not a group person. I'm a very, like, on social media, I can be that personality. My job requires me to be a certain personality. But I prefer my alone time. I like, you know, uh, I, I think I had a challenge accepting myself growing up, because I always found myself being alone
Mm,
until my dad told me like he would do the same. He goes, I would
mm,
just hang out by myself. Like, I
yeah,
can participate,
yeah,
but I prefer being alone. And so it was always hard for me. So again, like with the WeRep stuff, a lot of the people there, it's like, oh, you come for the value or the content, but you stay for the relationships,
mm,
right? Which is super valuable for them in their lives.
yeah,
But for me, it's like I love education. So there's always an educational speaker, and the charities. And if the charities weren't being supported, whether it's the Foothill Family Shelter or the Children's Foundation, then I don't need to go hang out. That's just not my thing. But
mhm,
some people require that. Or
mm,
not require that, but it helps them.
yeah,
It helps them be in a group environment,
mm,
especially like even during COVID, right? People want to get together.
yeah.
I'm like,
I was definitely that type. My husband loved COVID.
oh,
It's
did
like
he?
I get to be alone.
Yeah.
Places aren't crowded. I mean, I prefer the non-crowdedness
Mm-hmm.
now, like like how it was in COVID. But I definitely was more like the social one, and I was really upset when COVID came down and it was like, stay home. There's no meeting in person, blah blah. And I was so mad. I was like, I'm not doing no dang Zoom video.
Yeah.
I'm meeting people in real life, or I'm not doing it at all. Forget it.
Yeah. And
But yeah, he loved it.
it's somebody asked me yesterday, they're working on their it's not their thesis. Um it's past their master's degree. I don't know what it was. Something,
Hmm.
you know.
Doctorate?
Maybe it has to be. right? After a
Probably.
master's.
Yeah. You get your doctorate.
So they
Or
have
a
a
PhD. Well, that's a doctorate.
yeah, I have
Right?
no idea. And so they were asking me questions again about like my leadership style and certain things, and I said, look, it all depends on whoever it is I'm engaging with. Because I know my style. My style is I don't like working in group.
Independent.
Independent, work on my own, but I lead clients. I lead realtors. I lead
Yeah.
meetings. You
Mhm.
know, we have a team here in the office. There's a certain like method to the madness, right? Where I know what I am,
Mhm.
but I also have to understand where others are. And some people are quick and to the point, right?
Mhm.
And others are not.
Yeah.
And so you have to adapt. And I think like with the Children's Foundation and the charities and the things that I do, it's always leading people in a way to be able to give themselves the opportunity to contribute and to make it simple and easy.
Mhm.
It's not hard.
Yeah. You
It's
set the
su-
example.
it's just it's not hard. It's so easy. People I like my mom asked me a lot of times, well, how do you do it? Right? Like how do you do all these things? I'm like, it's easy. You just do it.
It's important to you. When it's important to you, you'll do it.
You'll just do it.
Yeah.
You just um
I feel like this is like a Nike commercial because we keep saying like,
I
just
know,
do it.
just do it. Yeah, it's like I said about the movie or the filming or even the podcast stuff. It's like I don't know how to use half of this shit, but throughout months of just messing with it,
Yeah, you just keep doing it.
you
It
just
gets
keep doing
better.
it and it gets better and it gets better and you figure it out and
Yeah.
you find resources, you call people.
Yeah.
My mom and dad have never been parents to tell me I can't. It's always like, you can do it, keep going,
Figure it out.
figure it out. And so these kids sometimes don't, well, a lot of times they don't have that.
No.
And so if we can contribute, if we can help, like with toys or just bringing awareness to it or raising money,
Mhm.
why not?
Yeah.
And the other part is like when people try to have parties, for example, because I get invited obviously to a lot of mixers. You were in real estate.
Mhm.
Um, if it's not for charity, I don't want to go.
Yeah.
I don't want to just party, right? I'm past that time in my life. That was a long time ago. I partied for a very long time. But if now I can tell people, just like we're gonna have the Oktoberfest for you guys,
Mhm.
hey, come have a beer, and you're gonna help a foster child. Come do the chicken dance,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Come do a beer chugging contest.
Mhm.
And the money that we're gonna raise because you're having a good time is gonna go to a good cause.
Yeah.
Um, and that's what WeRep is. I think we did a promo video for WeRep, I want to say within the last 5 years. And so I had to ask the accountant how much money we've donated. It's like over $100,000. George Merlos here with Integrity Home Finance. And I love WeRep because since it started, they have donated over $100,000 to charity as a nonprofit organization. Some of the charities that we've helped are the Foothill Family Shelter, the Children's Foundation of America, and Operation Community Cares. And that was a couple years ago. And we just did a $10,000 check to Chaffee High School for their backpack programs for homeless children. Or it's like homeless children or children in
Underserved.
need.
Yeah.
And then we just did the bowling event for the Foothill Family Shelter. And so
They're one of the ones that we support as well.
okay, you
Yeah.
guys do too.
Yeah.
And that's collectively you can make a bigger impact.
Mhm.
I can't make that big of an impact by myself as an individual.
Right.
But when I pull in everybody else as a group, then we all make a huge difference.
Right.
Like if everybody on my Instagram gave me $1, you know, I'd have like $8,000.
Right.
Yeah. So we can just be like, hey, you know, give it to children.
Yeah.
So I really value what you guys do at the Trinity Foundation. You know, what Janelle does, what Brianna does, obviously what you're doing now to bring awareness.
I'm actually the new Brianna.
Oh, where did Brianna go?
She got a job back up the hill. That's where she lives,
Mm-hmm.
and she was commuting down here. So
Yeah.
you could like hearing that she would commute down from Hesperia. I'm like, she was dedicated.
Yeah.
But I mean, now she
Hi,
gets
Brianna.
to be, up there with her family, close to her family, and doing, I'm not sure what she's doing up there, but
Yeah, that's
closer
cool.
to home. That's good.
Well, Brianna was fun. She was
Yeah, I think she
always
worked here
bubbly.
for like about 3 years or
Yeah.
something. They said. I remember seeing her a few times.
Yeah, she was always funny. She was always young, funny, bubbly girl. And you guys are obviously going to come to the event,
Yes, we will be there.
right? We have the Oktoberfest band that performs at Disneyland,
Wow.
so we'll do that. Local breweries will be there.
Okay.
So, and it's the first Saturday event that WeRep is having.
Oh, okay.
So
Because normally they're during the week, or
always during the week,
Mm,
never on a weekend. This is the first
that's a big
weekend
deal.
event.
There's more availability on the weekend for people to come. Of course, venue prices sometimes go up, but
But it's Etiwanda Roadhouse has been super accommodating.
Mhm.
We've had several events there, and the management, the support team is fantastic. So they've worked with us
Mhm.
to help out, to allow us to donate as much as possible, because at the end of the day, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Like, we're not raising money for WeRep.
Right.
We're raising money to give money back
Right.
and bring people together that like being with other people, right?
Mhm.
That like being in a group. If you see me at the event, I might be hiding in the parking lot. It's true. I will step away because being around so many people gives me anxiety.
Right.
And I'm like, I need my 5 minutes of like
To decompress.
decompress. Okay. And then I'll go
Catch
back
my
in.
breath.
Yeah. But it's open to the public, so anybody can come. And it's open to any business that wants to become a sponsor to support the children. So, um, is there anything else that people can do right now to support you guys or the children?
Um, I mean, we we are looking for social media ambassadors. And I mean, it's a really simple job. You just like and share our posts because ours can only reach so far. But if they're getting out there because of your following, then that's just putting the word out there more for us. Um,
And what's the Instagram for
Children's Foundation of America.
like the whole thing, right?
I think so.
Yeah, it
Or
is.
Children's Foundation.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Children's Foundation of America.
Yes. And then, I mean, we have the holidays coming up. Right now, we're looking for groups, businesses, even maybe like a family to take a shift at the Montclair Place for the toy drive and gift wrapping event. So, I mean, eventually we will book individual helpers, but we're trying to get like groups that'll take the bulk of like the shifts and days. And that's going to be Monday through Friday from December 8th through 23rd at Montclair Place upstairs by JCPenney's. And that's one of our big fundraisers too.
And that's where you guys do the gift wrapping.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So people make donations for, getting their gifts wrapped. And we provide everything. We just need the manpower.
The wrappers.
Or the woman power. The people power.
The wrappers, right?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Wrapping.
I did gift wrapping before in LA. I forgot what foundation it was. And again, I don't ask. You're coming, you're coming, you're coming. And I'm like, where? Look,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take you to eat, but if I'm gonna pay for food, you're gonna have to wrap some gifts.
Yeah.
I don't know how to gift wrap. So
well, I mean, there's people who have to take the donations and inventory the toys coming in, and then eventually our warehouse guys come and pick it up and take it back to the warehouse where we end up distributing it to all the kids in the network. But yeah, that's
so gift wrapping in December,
or having a toy box drop off at your office, or just putting up the Amazon wish list if you don't have space for the box, then you could do Amazon wish list. That's going to be a big thing. We have a holiday gala coming up at Padua Hills in Claremont, end of November. We have the golf tournament coming up. Later, we have Warm and Fuzzy February, where I've actually been contacting different crochet groups, knitting and quilting groups to put together some blankets, scarves, hats, whatever for the children. And then there's the charity in May, and that's a big tea party. We don't know the location yet exactly. Well, I mean, we have like 3 locations that we're looking at, but those are all different things. We also have the Village Venture coming up in Claremont, where we will have a booth, and then we are going to have volunteers assigned to just help with the event in general, wearing their shirts, still just getting the name out there. So, I mean, not all help has to be monetary. Just getting our name out there and showing up is a big deal because, yeah, we're all volunteer led. I mean, I don't get paid to work for the Children's Foundation, so
I don't either. It's growing up, it's going back to what you said about your dad, right? Where he was involved in a lot of things. And so for us, my parents were not involved in any charity work. It was just gut to gut help for others. And I would always see my parents do that. And they still do that. They will, like my dad will give away a sweater, like if he's wearing something and he sees someone, cold or same thing with my mom. She'll say, "Hey, I'm going to raise some money for this family." She put some, she asked me, I think some friends were taking food or gifts to people who work the fields. And my mom said, "Hey, can I help your friends with that?" And I said, "Well, of course." She said, "I'd like to get the women makeup." She goes, "I know they don't need it, but it's a nice little gift for them because they may not have certain things that I know I can give to them." So she put little makeup bags together for them with like lip glosses and I don't know, whatever, ladies use or
whatever
whatnot.
they wear, because I don't know either.
Yeah. And so then she pulls in my aunts. She goes, "Hey, your aunts are coming over and we're all making their bags for them." And then again, just, give them to my friend and, so he could take them. So it's always been something that I've seen my parents do. And I think there's many ways to help, and it doesn't have to be money.
Right.
It could be so simple, again, as sharing a post for the Children's Foundation.
Yes.
It's that simple. It's awareness. Somebody who wants to help will help.
Yeah.
Right? And you may have a friend that wants to help. And they can go to the website and register as a volunteer, right? So, or how does that work?
Yes, there is a link there to register to volunteer. Otherwise, if it's for a specific thing, sometimes when we're posting, it'll say, email or DM, whatever. We actually got our first social media ambassador yesterday. She completed the little application and agreed to our, really simple terms. And just saying what she's going to be doing. And she already put like our logo on her website, and she did a little video. And she sells eyelashes, so she wants to raise awareness for children. And
I need some eyelashes. Tell her hook me up.
And while she's selling her beauty products and raising awareness for neglected, abused children, she had her own little backstory. And yeah, she had already done all of that. Like I think even before we were like, okay, yeah, for sure, you're in. You did the form. But yeah, and she's so excited. But she had been already sharing like our posts, because obviously we get notified when someone shares. And so I was like, well, let's ask her to be an ambassador, and let's try to find other people that would want to do that. And we recognized her as an ambassador, and she was so excited, and we're excited to have her. But yeah, that's just one.
Right. It's really cool. It's really cool to see all the people when you guys have the award ceremony. to recognize the people that contribute.
Yes.
Obviously, I don't think any of us do it with the goal in mind of recognition, right? It's just a genuine desire to help.
Right.
But it's nice to see. I see families there. I've seen several families where they, as a family unit, they contribute, they dedicate their time. And so Zig Ziglar went back to real estate. He has a quote. It's something along the lines of, the more people you help achieve their goals, the closer you get to yours.
Yeah.
And I remember I had that on my business card when I was like 17, 18 years old, because I believe in that. I believe that if you're good, if you're kind, if you're giving, like the universe, God, whatever it is you believe in, it'll repay you.
Yeah.
It'll repay you tenfold. Like, I'm not worried about, every single transaction as far as the money. I'm worried about, am I taking care of them? Am I taking care of like the people around me and leaving this place better than I found it?
Right.
And it's so easy. It's so easy. You just got to do it.
Yeah.
Nike, you better give me some money after this, man.
Just do it.
Seriously.
Yeah, the quote that I always keep in mind is community is the key to success. And it's basically the same thing. Like, you're building community, you're building your relationships, you help people. I mean, before you even ask for help back. That's the way I am. I'll give before I take, or if I hopefully get around to even asking, because sometimes you just never want to ask. You're just always out there wanting to give, and you forget to ask.
Yeah.
Or you just, put it aside and hope that they just offer, but that's not always the case. But yeah, so I definitely believe in that. The community is the key to success, is to working together and, supporting each other. Yeah,
it's easier that way.
Bring the success.
It's easier that way. I get to live that way, and I choose to live that way. My brothers and I get to choose to live that way. I call in so many favors because I will squeeze you for a favor. It's like, hey, I need you to do this. I need you to do that.
Yeah.
And it's not that tone, right? But hey, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that?
And they'll have that little thought, like, oh yeah,
shit,
they would
Georgia's
do that for me.
always helping me.
Yeah, of course.
I got you.
We do get that response, but I don't know, maybe being in real estate and doing cold calling and people always just like, no. It's like, you kind of think like, God, I hope they don't say no. But usually they're saying yes. So
they say
that's
yes.
Good, yes.
It's
you're asking for something in return when you never had that intent to begin with.
Especially when that favor is to give back. And it's not self-serving.
It's not for me.
It's not, it's not so the last event for Chaffee High School, told a friend of mine, he's a bodyguard, and I'm like, hey, I'm having this event for the children, and he's like, what do you need? How much do you need? Give me the highest package. No questions about advertising, no questions about what it comes with. It was just, how much do you need? What's the highest package? Let's go.
Yeah.
And that's Guards of LA. And he's not in real estate. It's just, he's like, hey man, whatever I can do to help the children.
Yeah.
Citrus Valley Association of Realtors is a big sponsor and contributor to the Weston Real Estate Professionals.
Okay.
They're in the community, but they also, like to support a lot. And so I think there's just so many ways to give back with what you're saying. The charity. So for example, on that one, the one that you guys had last year, my brothers and I, all we did was just go help you guys set up. We weren't there. We got a call from you guys like, hey,
we need some muscle.
Pretty much. And so we got there early, set everything up, and then we bounced. But then you guys were able to have a successful charity event. So how long did it take us? I don't know, an hour, maybe 2 at most.
Yeah.
On a Saturday.
Yeah.
Like
not every volunteer opportunity is going to be like face to face in an event. I have a group of high school kids that come in on Tuesdays to help at the warehouse to get ready for Christmas. We're organizing and we're getting rid of, stuff that didn't belong there, or maybe we need to donate to another organization because, I mean, we can't just have it sitting there being unused, like crib, things like that, some baby gates.
I'm already
So,
thinking about Christmas because knowing you were going to come today, I was like, oh my God, I got to get ready for Christmas. Yeah, because every
but
year it's just a lot more people.
yeah.
A lot of people come by, which is fantastic. And I'm not complaining about it. But it is a lot. And usually who's here is my brothers, Mike and Diego and my dad.
Okay.
They're always here. They're all like now we have a system, right? Because at first there was no system. It's just like, oh, screw it. Like just have people bring toys.
Uh-huh.
And it gets overwhelming. Like I would have people randomly come in, and so then it would distract, the receptionist or then my processor, or then I'd get called out, um, and it would be multiple people during the day till I finally said, "Oh no, that's not going to work." It's like here are the drop off dates,
Uh-huh.
right, or ship it. Um, Little things that you learn as you go.
Yeah, to streamline.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Like having spreadsheets, having emails,
Yes.
having things completely set up so that I can actually help as much as possible, but that it's not taking time away from me.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, I really thought about Christmas last night. I'm like, fuck, I gotta get that stuff set up. Because people always want to donate.
Yeah.
They
Well, they
always want
have
to
like
donate.
Christmas in July events now.
Really?
Yes,
Who does?
like some of the like vintage or thrift shops and stuff that I like to go to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hardly ever buy anything new. It's always like used
Yeah.
type things, but that's where you're gonna find like the cool like different things. But anyway, but yeah, they have
I
like
love vintage
a
stores.
Christmas in July like little showcase. They're like, oh, we're having Christmas in July. Come shopping. We're like, okay. I was like,
Yeah.
wow. But yeah, and I had to tell my husband, I'm like, oh, like it went in August. I was like, oh yeah, Halloween's coming up. What? What? Halloween? I'm like, yes. They start, putting stuff out there now. He's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. And I heard that Mariah is defrosting earlier.
Mariah? Who's
Mariah
Mariah?
Carey.
Oh God.
I think they said that she's gonna come out by October 1st instead of November 1st.
Mariah
I was
Carey.
like, oh my gosh, get out of here.
I mean, what
She
Christmas
comes earlier
is
every
90 days
year.
away, right?
Really? Oh, man.
Well, we're in September, right? October,
Yeah.
November,
Yeah.
December, 90 days away.
Yeah. And my birthday is the 20th of December.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm gonna
Well,
be
happy early birthday.
I'm gonna be 39.
I'm gonna be 21.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're finally legal.
Finally legal. I can finally drink.
But you don't.
My mom just turned, I think she just turned 61 or 62. Well, wait,
It's like my mom.
is it today?
Maybe.
No. It was yesterday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're celebrating today, though.
Yeah. I gotta go having a birthday party
What
at
are you guys doing?
I don't know. My mom's so over the top. Like, she just likes to celebrate.
I have birthday month.
Yeah. No, my mom loves to celebrate. She loves to just have fun, and as a kid, again, there's that difference where people think that I want to party, and I'm like, I genuinely don't. I want to sit and watch TV with my dad, but here my mom wants to dance in the living room, like, so I get both sides that come out of me. So today, I think she said food and family. I'm like, all right, we can do that. So we're gonna go up to my brother's house and celebrate there. Just family, I guess. Nothing too big.
What's your mom's favorite thing to eat?
Her favorite soups.
Really?
Yeah, I hate
Oh.
soup.
I like to get shabu shabu. That's good.
What's that?
It's
Sushi?
it's like the hot pot where you like cook your own food in front of you, and they have like you get those big noodles, and then the meat comes like thinly sliced,
Okay,
and then
yeah,
you
yeah.
just dip it in there and you swirl it around and it cooks. And then, you drink the broth and you could put all kinds of vegetables in there and stuff. It's really good.
Shabu shabu?
Yeah, shabu shabu. I think it's Japanese.
I don't know, but Diego's always eating weird stuff, so I'll ask him.
So that soup I like, but otherwise...
She loves soup.
It's like sometimes certain textures just, I don't like. Like, I don't like tripe.
I don't either.
Like, I'll just eat the hominy and menudo, and that's it.
I don't like tripas. I don't like menudo. I don't like pozole. It's just, and then they always cook it at the hottest time of the year. It's like, what are you doing? It's so hot outside.
Yeah, a couple of my sons, they're like, oh, can we make enchiladas? Can we make that soup? I'm like, it is summer. We are not making that right now. Wait till winter.
What kind of food do you like?
When is winter in California?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it's like, all right, well, I guess we're just gonna roast in this house while the oven's going.
What kind of food do you like though? Like if you were on a deserted island, what type of food could you eat forever? Like,
well, crab. I like seafood.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
my mom does too.
And even like, I like sushi.
So seafood then.
Yeah, well, I mean, if we're on an island.
Well, I mean,
like, am I fishing?
Let's just say they could fly in anything for you.
Oh, okay. They're going to deliver me some food? Oh, well, I mean, I love pizza. Pizza is my favorite.
So you could eat pizza for the rest of your life?
Probably. But, I mean, as you get older, you get a little lactose.
Yeah.
So you're limited to your pizza intake.
It's like Homer would say it's a problem for future Homer. Yeah, like let me enjoy it right now, but that's a problem for later.
Yes, because I used to work for like Papa John's at one point, Domino's, Round Table. Like I worked for all the pizza places, and I was a delivery girl. And yeah, sometimes like you're like bringing home like a medium-sized pizza, and you just eat it all.
I like pizza, but I just don't want to have it every day. I can't have pizza.
Yeah, well, the pepperoni can get kind of greasy.
Yeah.
But there's this good place that opened up near our house just a couple of weeks ago. It's called First Amendment. It's in Claremont. And they have like all these 90 names of like pizza. Like there's Live in the Vida Loca. And that's like fajitas on your pizza, kind of.
Okay.
And then Wild Wild West, that's our other favorite. And that's like pulled pork with onion rings on there. A little bit of like barbecue drizzle.
First Amendment.
Yes.
I need to come see you guys.
Yeah. So that's good. I really like it. I think they do a really good job with their pizza there. The dough is really good too.
Yeah. When I get cravings for pizza, I like Petrillo's. It's just far.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to drive all the way out there.
Right.
But Petrillo's, Monica's Pizza here in Rancho.
Okay.
They have a really, really good pepperoni pizza. It's just like, it's super crispy and spicy. But those are the only two.
I think Anya's. We liked Anya's over here. Shoot, it's like around the corner from the church campus that we were at over here. But I think it's Baseline. It's by a gas station, actually. And that little vineyard thing.
Yeah.
What is it, Joseph
by Victoria.
Something?
By Victoria Park, like right where it goes, where all the trees are.
Joseph Philippi Vineyard.
There's a vineyard and it's across the street.
Yes, Anya's. Okay. We liked Anya's.
I think I had it once.
Since we're not over here that much anymore, we don't.
You guys used to live out here?
No, we would go to church over here because our church has 3 different campuses. Well, actually 4 now. So we used to go to the one in San Dimas, and then the pastor was like, "If you live Claremont East, can you go to Rancho because they need more people?" We're like, okay. So we went.
You go to Water of Life or
no? We go to One and All.
One and All.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're like, okay, we'll go. And then now that there's one in Upland, which is only like 4 miles from the house, they're like, if you lived, like,
no,
okay, we're at Upland now.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've migrated to help support the church.
Yeah, you got to go where your people are. You got to go support them.
Yeah, and then that's like another thing. I reached out to our church, and we're in the works of getting them to take a couple of shifts at the toy drive. We're gonna put like a little sign there at the table that says who's serving, who's helping to like get their name out in the community too, because I know they're trying to do outreach at like the farmers market and things like that. So whatever, to
And
if
people
it's gonna
just
support your business or your cause or whatever, we'll put the name's gonna be out on that table. I mean, if you don't need it, then you don't need it. But like,
right
the opportunity is there. That you have advertisement
exposure,
at the mall,
right?
and they see that you're doing something good. Because that would be the one way that I would be getting my clients in real estate is serving with them and being in a volunteer group. And oh, what do you do? Oh, I'm a realtor, and then they just automatically go with you
Right.
because they see that you are giving back. They see that you're involved in that charity. And it's like, yeah, and I sell a house. I'm donating some to this cause here, like the homeless group in Claremont. I was a part of Kiwanis. Or even just to the kids' school. So it's like that cause driven marketing like that. That would
It's
be
it's something that you can be passionate about, and it's something that just automatically allows you to give back and um gain clients, right?
yeah.
Yeah, at the end of the day.
I mean, you're either gonna pay for marketing or advertising, or you just get out and you do your own by them getting to see you and work with you already.
And for that again, they can just DM you or
Yes.
email you.
Yes. My email is cgarcia@trinitywys.org, or you could just email volunteer@trinitywys.org. And otherwise, yeah, the link's there on the website.
Cool. Um, Now on the real estate side, did has that helped you with your new position? Do you think
Well,
it's helped you?
yeah, I mean, sometimes I say it's like I'm doing the same thing. I'm just not selling house anymore. I'm getting, exposure for the organization. But like contact management, I still do that. I mean, I'm kind of the one lately making all the marketing materials for that because I have my degree in computer graphic design. So like before Canva and all that existed, and even like some of the PowerPoint stuff was like kind of boring. My
Mm-hmm.
dad had amazing flyers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I did
You made them for him?
yes.
Yeah.
So I made the logo
Did he
for
pay you or were you a volunteer as well?
I don't know. No, well, I think I was, getting commission.
Yeah.
So and that was just part of the job that I would just do it. But like I helped make the logo for the Diamond Community Foundation back in the day, like 1998. And then I also did a logo for the Rotary Club in Diamond Bar when I was in high school.
So you've liked it for a long time.
Yeah, doing graphic design. Yeah.
That's cool.
I mean, I like to paint too. This is really abstract. I have this thing in my head where like I kind of get a little perfectionist.
Mm-hmm.
So like I like this wild art.
Mm-hmm.
And I always tell my kids, like sometimes they'll be like, oh, mine doesn't look good. It's messy. I'm like, I wish I could paint like that. I just sometimes don't let go.
Yeah.
I just focus on like, oh, it doesn't look real.
So
And I used to paint on the windows in the village too for like Dia de los Muertos, things like that. So yeah, I really like art.
I love art.
It's fun.
I get lost in it. Um, there's several pieces that I've worked on. So what I wanted to do was, so I took a square like that big,
Uh-huh.
and then I painted that square, right? Obviously, just like a little canvas.
Yeah.
And so what I'm doing is I'm doing multiple squares so that they can create like a mural,
Something altogether.
but they're all different. They're all different.
That's cool.
But some of them are very detailed.
Mhm.
Like I'm just like very detailed, right? And I've never painted before either. So just like, like the video and stuff and the things that I do, I try it. And one thing I was sharing with someone else is that I just sealed the paintings and I don't go back to them
Mm.
because this is the best I could do 5 years ago. This is like the little, stick figure I could do.
Yeah.
I'm not going to change it.
Yeah.
I want to be able to see like the stick figure to,
Yeah.
a year later, and I
Right.
want to see the progress. I don't want to be tempted to come back and
Yeah.
change
And
it.
that's
It
what
is what it is.
I tell my kids too. I'm like, don't compare yourself to me who's been doing it for Yeah. 30 years. It's whatever you do is fine. Maybe it'll get better. Maybe it'll stay the same. Who knows? But people like all kinds of art now.
Yeah.
Like some things that we go and see at different museums, sometimes we're like, that's in here. Wow. And then sometimes like, wow, yeah, that's amazing. That should be in here.
Yeah. Thomas and I had that conversation a while back about Dolly, the guy with the mustache. Dolly, I think it is. And or the guy with the ear, not the guy with the ear. Which one's the one with the cubes? Abstract cubes?
Picasso?
Picasso. Trash.
You don't
100%
like it?
trash to me.
Okay.
But he's a renowned, artist.
Like, who was it? I think Van Gogh. I think
Cut
it
off
was
his
Van
ear.
Gogh never sold a painting until he died. Maybe his aunt bought one.
I don't know. The guy, well, he cut off his ear. I
Yeah.
messed up a Van Gogh painting in Vegas.
Wow.
Not a real Van Gogh, but an artist was at the Van Gogh exhibit was redoing a Van Gogh painting, and so as you would walk in, you were allowed to paint.
Mhm.
I'm like, oh, I know how to fucking paint. Let me. But it wasn't acrylic or watercolor. It was oil. The first time I've ever painted with oil, I couldn't even make a flower.
I've never painted with oil.
Super thick, like extremely thick paint.
But that's what makes it like that texture, which is good for like water and stuff.
I guess I don't know.
Like at least that's what I've learned. But
his response was, "Well, I can make it a branch." I messed it up so bad.
And just like Bob Ross, like, oh, that's where it lives now.
Yeah,
that's it.
I love Bob Ross.
If it's not right, then who cares?
Happy little trees.
Yes.
Happy little trees. Happy little accidents.
Yes, happy little accidents.
I remember watching Bob Ross. Is there anything else that you would like to share and part with anybody watching? A message, anything that I know I don't want to dive too deep on many other topics because I'd like to have you back on again. I know right now I wanted to obviously get out the message for, the charity, how they can support you, like Christmas coming up, the Oktoberfest event.
Yes.
If somebody wants to be an ambassador, to reach out to you.
Yes.
But is there anything else that we can share today?
I just know that we are, grateful for all the support that we get, no matter in what form it comes. Like, want to do the Oktoberfest, and people might, enjoy those adult beverages. Great. We're thankful for that. Like, I mean, if you have any kind of ideas to do some sort of charity event, you should just do it. Just put it out there. Who knows where it's going to go? I mean, people do those paint and sip nights and, raise money that way. Yeah, and sometimes to talk about something other than your own business, that will attract maybe a new person to your own business, instead of like, oh wait, they're talking about this thing, like, oh, and they're gonna like think, that person gives back, that person, supports children, and they do this. Oh, okay, now I'm interested in your business. Now I'm interested in what else you have to do. Because if that's something that you support, then that kind of gives them like a little incentive to tune in a little more. So you never know what idea you might have to support the organization, and we're very open to whatever you think. That, like, hey, what about if we could do this for you guys? Okay, yeah, let's try it. Yeah, we're not going to say no, we don't like doing those things. It's like,
I just think it breaks barriers, and I think like, so for example, my tattoo artist and his tattoo shops, one time my friend Mario, which I appreciate and love, a longtime friend, I thanked them, right, for helping us out with the children. And he said, well, I didn't help. That was his serious response. He goes, I didn't help. I don't feel like I helped. I'm like, what do you mean you don't feel like you helped? He's like, well, like we didn't do enough. And I
Mm.
said, look, you have 2 tattoo shops. You opened up your doors for people to bring gifts to your tattoo shops. Like, I have followers like all over, let's say the US or the world, whatever.
Mhm.
The ones that were in LA County could not come to Rancho to bring me a gift. They
Mhm.
brought it to your shop. That child would have never had that gift
Mhm.
if your shop wasn't open, or because someone could have said, oh, I'm not going to Rancho, or I'm not going to ship it. But you opened up 2 locations, one in Hollywood and one in East Los, like El Monte. So, yes, you had a big impact because a
Yeah.
lot of people brought gifts to your location, but he was feeling like, well, like it wasn't like we were the promoting it, right? And I
Mhm.
said, no, no, no. You were supporting me,
Mhm.
right? And we were supporting the children, and we're all collectively making an impact.
Yeah.
And so there's so many ways that people can make an impact, but it's like with clients where they disqualify themselves.
Mhm.
I don't think I qualify because of this, and I don't think I qualify. Are you a loan officer? I feel like, stop.
What?
Like, you qualify. You know, I've already, you have a 2-year work history. You have this, like, I already know you qualify, but oh, I don't think I do. I don't know. It's like, if you don't apply, if you don't give yourself a chance, if you don't reach out,
Mhm.
you'll never know.
Yeah.
And you can make an impact with, you can, we've had like, ice cream shops. So like, hey, you know what? Like, we like what you're doing. We'll contribute. Um, or Prep Life in Upland. They've said the same thing. Like, hey, you know what? We'll put some coupons for food for the homeless children. Like, if they want to come pick up food, just give them these cards and they can come pick up free food. There's always a way for you to give
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
And so they can always reach out to you. And then my way could be different than somebody else, right? The charity party.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's a cool idea. That's
Yeah.
so different.
Yeah.
Um, and then, so yeah, reach out to them, guys. And we're having the toy drive on our side. So we'll be ready for that. And we're having the Oktoberfest. And I'll wear my boots next time. I was gonna wear my brown boots, but I'm like, nah, we're too much brown today. There's black on my hat this today, so I wear black. Cool. Well, thank
And
you.
Janelle just said no jeans, so I was like, okay, no jeans. Guess
I got my jeans on.
go out with my boots on.
Yeah, we're gonna have Janelle on soon. We'll have Janelle on soon. So we'll put this full clip on YouTube. I'll send you guys some reels as well. You guys are coming to WeRep, right? I think you guys are coming on
Yeah,
the
we're supposed to be a guest next week, right?
next week. Okay.
That's the 15th. You said you wanted us to come. And then we're sponsoring on the 29th. The
Okay.
breakfast.
Okay. That'd be cool. It's gonna be nice. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Happy
Thanks for
Saturday.
having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
The foundation.
Yeah. So again, Children's Foundation of America on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, right?
I don't know if we're on Twitter.
Okay,
I think there's a Pinterest.
Facebook
But
and
Facebook,
Instagram.
Instagram are the big ones, yes.
And I'll be tagging them.
YouTube, yes. We're on
And
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yes.
Yes, on YouTube. Cool. We're done. I get to go nap and go hang out with my mom. She wants me to wear white today.
White?
I'm like, yeah, I'm like, Mom, all right, whatever. I don't know if she wants it for her picture.